Yo, yo, yo. What's up, brother?
What up?
What kind of firearm is that?
Which one?
The one on the wall behind you.
This is
Hi,
a 9mm.
Hi, Ron.
Ahmed, what's up, brother? It's been a minute. How you
Yeah.
been?
Well,
Kai, what are you holding?
say what?
What are you cooking?
Oh, Ron just asked what I was packing on the wall. That's a
Okay.
9mm.
I
Wow.
thought that was a 9mm.
Yeah, I got guns everywhere.
That's illegal over here, man.
Yeah.
Is it nighttime for you right now?
No, not yet. Almost. It's around 6 p.m.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Where's the man of the hour? We need Lauris.
Go get ready.
So did you end up jumping on a live stream last night?
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I got orders to push out, so I got distracted with that. I still got to
There
do
he
that. I might as well do that now while I'm here. Hold on, while we're getting ready.
Lauris! What's up, Lauris? What are you doing?
Put your shoes there. So she doesn't eat them. Let's go brush her hair.
Hey, hey, Ahmed.
Hi.
You know who Holger is, right?
Yes, I know Olga.
Did you? I just found out recently that he almost died like 3 times or something. Like he contracted COVID, and he's like a healthy dude from what I understand. He's like a bodybuilder type of guy, like always staying like active and healthy and everything. I think he goes. He's been over to Africa, and I think he's helping out some like steak pools. I don't know if you were working with him or not.
No. I do know him because I know he's helping out the poor pool. That's the Proof of Africa. And Zoe.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I forgot the guy's name that runs that. He does like some YouTube videos, I believe.
Joshua.
Joshua, okay.
Yeah. So I do know him. I think he was on the board before now. So we speak. Yeah. And
Okay.
but not. I don't really work with him in terms of anything that has to do with full operation.
Yeah, it was like that was like news to me when I found out about that. And did you know about that? About Holger being sick?
No.
No, what happened to Holger?
He got COVID and and I was wondering because I haven't seen anything from him in a minute, and I posted something on his social network that he created, and I saw that he wasn't active for like 20 days, so I just like hit him up like, "What's up, brother? You're not even on your social network anymore." And then he said that he got COVID and like he almost died. It's like, holy shit.
Wow.
Damn, dude. Like he said like he can only like breathe like 20% capacity of his lungs, and like his body was turning blue. I was like, Jesus.
Wow.
God
But-
dang, that's horrible.
I know, but he's recovering now, thank God.
Crazy.
I know. Your parents are doing okay, right?
Yeah, they're okay. I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see him at some point soon.
So Lauris, how does it feel to be a Catalyst, one of the first Catalyst Circle members? It's the same. Wasn't that I think you're on mute. Lauris. Hey, wasn't that
Yeah.
quite the experience in that voting process though? Like,
It was like fucked
I
up
had no
experience, you
idea,
know.
like, when
Even in
it was gonna
poker,
turn
we
into-
did better, you know. It's like, what the fuck was that? You know?
Oh, we literally got like 5 random people that like nobody's ever heard of. We tried searching for them on Google, couldn't even pull them up. We didn't get a ticker name for their pool. Are they even stake pool operators? Nobody knows these people. There's no statement. What the hell? Why are we voting on these people? They're supposed to be like representing SPOs. They're not even representing themselves.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
It was fucked up, yeah. But actually, you know, okay, the of course it was a quite fun process, and I was actually surprised again that people, you know, voted. But that's it. But anyway, you know, it's I realized that actually stake pool operators is a small kind of community. It's like, okay, like pure stake pool operators, because you know all other stake pool operators either are, you know, some, you know, tool makers, or you know.
I
what
told
else?
them that in the beginning.
Yeah,
As soon as they tried to segment out stake pool operators, I said everybody's a stake pool operator.
Yeah,
That's just that's the
yeah.
second thing we do. You know, we all do something else. You know,
No.
that's not our. I don't show up and be like, I'm the stake pool operator, and you know, like I mean,
Well,
we do
I guess the
things.
reasoning, because like I presented that too, and like the meetings that we had, and like their reasoning behind it was that they just want to have some way to reach like the SPO base like through a representative, and really at this point Spocker is like the only entity or group out there that's like trying to represent like the voices of SPOs. So I think that's
sorry.
But it is hard.
It's
like,
good. It's good. I mean,
Yes, poker is there, so that's perfect. You know,
Yeah,
that's
no,
actually
go
what we wanted.
because I mean, who else is like trying to reach out to SPOs to like get feedback and like and take action on feedback? And that's like that's why they're trying to, because SPOs as a group, you're right. I mean, they're like, like how do you define SPOs? Like when like they can be in every group.
But I think there was one guy with whom I talked afterwards, and I was okay. So what's your pool? He was like, I don't have a pool, but he was in the tool makers. So basically, there are people who are not running pools, and they are doing some, you know, some kind of projects.
that's right.
So, yeah.
That's
so
right.
therefore, we need, you know, additional, and they don't care about, you know, not they don't care, but you know, they don't know much about what's going on, and you know, about the parameters, whatever, you know. For them, it's different world. For SPOs, pure SPOs, it's like, yeah, you know. But yeah, so that was fun fact there, and yeah, let's see. So next, I think they have still some voting to do, and I don't know, internally, and then basically next Tuesday, I think they will finalize, and then, you know, I asked, okay, what are the official channels? And then he didn't have an answer on that, so he says, okay, we'll decide everything on, and then starting from next week there will be some movement. So currently it's still nothing. So as I say, no, same day, same shit, different day. So yeah, nothing changed a lot for me. So it's
I think they're going to be looking to you primarily, because I mean, like for like the voting process, I mean, to understand like how we did it successfully.
Yeah, so I think we have a good experience on that, and we have experience. I don't know if it's good, but basically, yeah, we have some kind of experience doing that. But as I already asked, you know, okay, so let's do, you know, on blockchain, but like the next voting, and I don't know, you were there or not. So basically, yeah, it was, it's like complicated. It's like, so, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, I think also on the person, this will be, you know, guinea pigs, you know, basically, let's see how everything works. So not much serious. I don't know, you know, for how long they finally plan to, you know, to have this first circle. Do you know?
I think it's just 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. So I don't know what you can do in 6 weeks if you have meetings every second week.
Like I said, I think it's just like an election committee. It's like you guys are just trying to decide how the next election is going to go. So maybe you guys decide like don't vote for just an SPO. Like why? Like how about you just have seats?
You gotta give them specific examples, and node operators do need to be represented in some fashion. So I would just say don't limit the other seats to favor non-SPOs, I guess.
Or maybe you have more than just one seat for SPOs.
Well, some of the best tool makers are SPOs. Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
exactly.
You have one just for SPOs, but you don't limit the other seats. May the best
Mhm.
person for the role win.
I think
Right.
the
It doesn't
think
matter
that-
if they're an SPO.
yeah.
If they're the best tool maker, let them be the best tool maker.
Yeah. So, but anyway, there are a lot of stake pools. Basically all the tool makers. I suppose they're having quite good pools running already. So, and they're and those who are not like tool makers, they have smaller pools, etc., etc. So it's like still, it's like different segmentation a little bit. So you have to have these stake pool. I think the stake pool operators, some kind of who are pure stake pool operators, because there'll be people who are coming on board and doing that only. So who will represent them, not the tool makers. So that's why kind of yes and no.
You can't represent the community with 7 people. I just don't see
Yeah,
how
that's definitely that's yeah.
I don't think that was ever, well, maybe that might have been like their intent to begin with, but I think after all these discussions, they've realized there's no way you could do that. This is just a model for how we create these circles, because there's gonna be many circles.
Yeah.
And then can we replicate that same process effectively to create more of these circles?
I thought maybe they should think about
apply lessons of recent old and make sure those circles communicate effectively.
yeah, that's I think most important, that bring the circles together, and those circles are building naturally from somehow, like either this is swarm, or there's other smaller groups which are doing something. So and not even in swarm, there are different type of people there. So it's like not like stake pool operators, different brain, or they're all type of people there. So maybe we have to think, maybe we have to bring those circles together and not divide by something like. I suppose in the future there will be like, okay, there will be Spokra, Swarm, and that kind of type of organizations coming on board on the circle. So which makes more sense in the future than to have like separate, like artificially separate, like not artificially, but it's like segment people by who they are, than by people who can represent them. So there are pluses and minuses in each approach, but maybe it's a good idea that if you have a organization with I don't know 100 members there, official organization like Spokra, or in the future somebody else who has 100 plus official members who are really doing something there, or some kind of then maybe it's like one of the steps to qualify for the circle, that okay, you represent some people. So that could be some kind of option also, because 7 people is like nonsense,
Well, I think in the future what it should be.
Sorry.
No, I think like in the future what it should be is if we're going to be delegating voting power, then that's what it is. Right? That's what it is. It's if Spokra has this much voting power delegated, then that's their seat. If an individual comes to the table and they have that much voting power delegated, it is what it is. We have to accommodate that at least.
That's exactly right, Kyle. That's exactly where I think this is going to go.
Yeah. So how you calculate voting power then?
Stake. It's just
Only,
it's a voting power key, right? It's a new key.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna
But
be
it comes from the people that
Right.
voted for you to be that
People
representative.
People stake to a pool, they're going to be able to delegate voting power.
Yeah.
So it'll be. I'm thinking. I haven't really looked into them. I'm pretty sure it's a new set of keys, right? That's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
And
I think that makes more sense.
I think it's already
people can delegate
in some other chains already.
Sorry,
It's already applicable in some other chains today. I see it in EOS. When the people delegate to you, then you have their voting power. So whatever you vote for becomes the voice of those people that have delegated to you.
That's right. Yeah, everybody's not going to vote every 6 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever cycle we do it on. I mean, it's going to take a while to get to that point. People aren't going to want anything to do with it. People are going to want to potentially do is say, hey, I trust that guy. I want to give him, I want him to do the legwork and in that regard. And it's going to get pretty interesting. And I believe that's the course we're going on, right? I've heard. I mean, that's where Voltaire is going to end up, right? Because they said eventually you'll be able to choose people to vote on your behalf. So that's going to be really interesting. And we need to potentially protect. I mean, it's an attack vector too, right? You get the right influencer who comes in
Yeah.
here, and that's
Yeah,
something we need to
Binance.
you know.
That's why it's very important
Binance
that
comes
we
with,
have
you know,
the-
all the cash they have there.
Binance doesn't have enough influence to get everybody I mean, they're limited in their influence. They're limited in their power. It's not, you know, it's a
'cause
single.
it should be more than just the amount of stake, right? Because what if like a big exchange like Binance does come in with like a lot of stake?
Well, then you got to beat them.
Because it should be also like how many people voted.
As a community, if we define our core values well enough, we should be able to outvote any adversarial entity combined, right? CF, IOG, Binance, all of them combined.
It depends also
That
on
should
the
be a
tournaments.
long-term goal, right? For a
Because
community,
like
right?
how do you represent the community? It's more than just stake.
Yeah, of course.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know, but I've heard talks of merit and things like that, but it's not
Right.
stake. It is stake in a lot of ways. It is
It's
delegated.
stake plus merit though.
Well, potentially, yeah. I don't know. Right now, the only way to quantify it is by stake, right? In how many people you can get to. It's a different game than stake pools, right? It's a totally different game. It's also a popularity contest in a lot of ways. It can be, and that's what the attack vector for marketing comes in. But I don't understand how this is going to be implemented. I really don't. I haven't dug into.
I think it's quite very easy for them to eliminate the Binance of this world, because there might be a thing of the Atala prism in it. So as a stake pool operator, you might need to have an identity before you can vote for a decision to change parameters or anything. So for the likes of Binance, they might not have the identity, as in that might be something that they will use to disqualify them.
Maybe. I think we use influence. We're gonna. I mean, Binance. How much data do they really have? 2 billion, 4 billion. I mean, how much? Less than 10% of the supply for sure, right?
Yes.
I think with the onboarding of DEXs, that's going to decrease even further. I'm not really worried about, you know, that a single entity in that regard. Yeah, I think if we get somebody that's kind of, I mean, yeah, it should be something different.
What about when Grayscale starts adding a lot more than the small percentage they got right now?
Well, yeah, that's what we're up against. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all the stake pools are going to get. The stake pools are going to get lit up. I mean, they're going to be up against programmatic smart contracts that are doing yield farming and things like that. Now, granted, some of those contracts may not be secure, you know, knock on wood or whatever. It's risky, right? You know, if you're first to do anything, there runs a risk of terrible disaster. So that's, you know, we may see that, you know, bad smart contracts. Obviously, you know, Plutus is more robust in the sense that, you know, inherently by design mitigates a lot of issues that, you know, we saw with Solidity. But we'll see. I mean, all these people right now are dumping tokens into Meld. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Stake
many?
is migrating in droves to Meld. And they've already spun up 3 pools, and it's the promise of it's a 99% fee pool, and they're promising some, I don't know what they're promising, tokens
Some
for some
space
product
coin.
they haven't built yet. Yeah. Well, I mean, space coins you got right away.
Yeah.
You know,
those
and
ones-
space coins you didn't have to give up your rewards for it either. You know, so there's who knows? I mean, it looks suspicious, but I guess the point is delegators are doing silly things for our ecosystem needs to mature.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. You know, this influx, the crowd influx that we received isn't really a mature crowd, at least that from what I'm seeing. We have gotten some good new people to the mission, but I don't know. That's a whole nother discussion about standards and shit, and probably not suitable for today.
That's exactly why setting up these circles with people that will bleed for the mission is so critical right now, because if we don't, then you're right. Then there's going to be these other entities that come in to try to make it so that they can manipulate it.
You got to pay them. IOG is scaling too big. They're growing too big. We're going to grow too big. The community members that everybody's relying on, we can't scale. So either we need to put a mechanism in place so the community members that IOG relies on and the ecosystem relies on, the ecosystem partners. I mean, the easiest thing is to figure out a way to pay them so they can get a staff. At some point, they're going to need that. You know, if this is growing way too big for us to control, you know, Door and Ben, they get to hire new teams and expand their team. What I'm saying, like this, they've got more and more workflow, and our workflow, you got to pay them, otherwise you're going to get shit on the council. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So Lauris, make
that
sure that it gets put in there.
Yeah, so that's
It has to be that way.
Yes, in the future, definitely, it's growing too fast.
Just let them know that, and we can all vote on this. I believe it will fail if they do not pay these people.
Yeah, because why would anyone be willing to put in the
what they want? Then okay.
You can go.
That's okay.
For some long time, but you know, at one point, it's like priorities. You know.
That's right. That's right. I'm not saying demand money right now and be ridiculous about it. I'm just saying, hey, if we're going to set something up, going to sustain long term, then
you got to properly incentivize.
Respect people's time. There's
I think
the greatest honor of respecting somebody's time is to pay them for it, right?
Right.
I think that currently they are paying these ambassadors. Yes.
Yeah,
So there's some.
100
some
ADA months or
Are they
something.
paying ambassadors? I didn't know that.
Not much. No, it's negligible. Don't even call it pay. It's like 300.
100 ADA per month.
Something stupid. How much is it?
I don't know.
100 ADA per month. 100 ADA.
100 ADA per month.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking
Okay.
peanuts.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah, that's
fucking
peanuts.
joke. It's a joke.
That's like.
That's not a real incentive.
No, it's a joke.
That's just so they can say that they're paying. That's it. That's not. That's not.
I would have been a Cardano ambassador, but I'd much rather not get warnings for, you know, running my mouth for 100 ADA a month. God dang. Yeah, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, everybody crying about they got
You are
warnings.
silent for
like,
100
You're not allowed to like promote yourself at all, right? So how are you a stakeable operator if you're also an ambassador?
I don't know. I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
I don't know. The
Okay,
rules.
so
I
that
just know I
program
can't
sucks.
put stake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Well, I mean, it's good to talk about,
Whatever.
Lauris, because I mean, we gotta.
Yeah,
This
the
is
question will be, you know, from
how
where
we
the
make
money should
this
come.
successful.
So
What's that?
where the money should come from, you know? Do you have like another, you know, cut list funds for, you know, for governance, or you just take the money from Cardano Foundation? Yeah.
What do you mean?
A good question.
Yeah. Who will be paying, you know, these guys, you know, even for
Oh,
example, yeah.
No, I
From
mean,
which funds do we organize? Like every cut list circle basically organize some like.
I don't know. I think
And maybe I think it should come out of
IOG
Cardano Foundation. Honestly,
well, if whoever initiated the contract needs to pay for it.
Yeah. Because
why take it out of Catalyst?
If
So-
you're gonna go and shake up a ball and throw it in the community, that's cool. That's great. But if it
Yeah.
comes at the expense of my fucking time, you're gonna pay for it. Right. And so that's what I think it should be. Whoever initiated, whoever pushed the contract should be at least open to the idea of paying for it. And if they're not, then set an example. Stop doing that shit that costs us our fucking time.
Mhm.
You know, and
You know who
gotta expect them to
initiated the
pay for it.
contract? It came from Cardano Foundation.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What it is. But there's a matter of
Is that sustainable from Cardano Foundation?
no,
So-
because what was an example of this town hall
Yeah.
were not enough people who really care about the mission interested in this, because just expecting people to work for free is a slap in the face to people who care. It really
100%.
It's not
100%.
cool. Okay, it's not cool at all. And so when you go
Yeah.
and you do something, you say, "Oh, well, we got such a great community, we can just use them." That's bullshit. Stop that shit right now. Right? Okay. Period. I don't give a fuck who you are.
It's
I don't care
taking
who you work
advantage of the fact that people are volunteering their time and effort.
Yeah,
and-
man.
Well, and it's
and
going to
not
get
compensated.
worse. It's going to get worse as the ecosystem scales. So we have to
Yeah.
come up with a decent way to present that this is not cool. I mean, and this is a bigger issue than Spocker. This is everybody. Like
yeah.
as the community grows, more and more people are going to come in and work for people for IOG that we know and work with and love. And they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, if it's culture that we've got a great community and just ask the community that somebody will step up.
Maybe okay, I'm just trying to figure out, because you know, if we regarding budgets, you know, it's always like a complex. So if it how sustainable is CF, you know, are they getting additional funds somewhere, except you know they're just staking and getting maybe
the way they're driving their delegator strategy, they're not allowed to come talk about budgets. They're delegating to pools that aren't vetted, and it's reckless in that.
No, I mean, the question is, we have to build sustainable some kind of, you know, system. And if we want that somebody pays for the, you know, some kind of community advisors, you know, basically anyone who is involved in developing Cardano, and currently are doing for free. So there should be some kind of money coming from somewhere, you know, aids. So if Cardano Foundation, basically they have like the bunch of, you know, aid sitting there, and the budget doesn't grow or increase, or, you know, at least, you know, it's you know, some kind of additional aid coming in, so it means they can't sustain, you know, to pay out all the time, because at one point basically they'll be running out of budget. So the question is, should it come from Cardano Foundation, or there should be coming from you know, Catalyst funds? Basically there's some kind of every time there's some kind of portion going towards, you know, something. I'm just trying to figure out, because
well, here's how I look at it, Lauris. If you're working in the capacity of a Catalyst advisor, then I think there should be some funds set up. Like we vote on, like, here's the funds that are going to be set up for Catalyst advisors. It grows as the funds grow proportionally, so that we make sure that Catalyst advisors get paid for the work they're doing. That's for Catalyst. But then for like this governance type of position, Cardano Foundation is the one that initially contracted to start up the Catalyst Circle. We know that. So governance kind of does come from Cardano Foundation. Why not have the funds from Cardano Foundation being paid to the people that are acting in that position?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me that it should come from Catalyst. I mean,
well, no, it's not a Catalyst. It's somewhere down the line. Cardano Foundation's not very transparent with their budget.
Yeah,
they're not at all.
And at some point, I believe they're going to come and ask for money from the treasury.
Yeah, that's one main question, because if you know, put this also like an expense at one point.
Well, that's not fair to the community if we don't understand, like.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Their budget everything they spend should be on the fucking blockchain.
Yeah, of course.
You know, they should be putting their damn money where their mouth is.
Well, so, right in their mission. I mean, they're supposed to be transparent to the community.
Yeah. And that's you know, the larger question. You know, and also asked, I think I asked Ben and he didn't answer. Like, okay, so how IHK is making money now? Like, because it's a company.
Clients. Well, it is.
It's an important question to understand. You know, okay, who is okay? Somebody shares.
Here's Cardano Foundation right here. We're an independent Swiss-based nonprofit. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right here, it's secure and transparent. How transparent are we being right now?
Cardano is being developed and promoted as a secure, transparent, and accountable solution. It doesn't say they'll be transparent.
In financial, yes. It's like not like they will. But okay, this is a non-profit organization. I suppose they are obliged to fulfill some kind of, you know, statements which are publicly available later. I don't know in Swiss it's how it works, but yeah. So I suppose there should be some kind of, you know, yearly expense, not expense, how it's called, you know. But yeah, so yeah, the question was, you know, again, you know, who pays for, you know, this one? And if it is cut, you know, CF, then it should be some kind of sustainable, that, you know, not like after 3-4 years they come, okay, sorry, we are out of money, so let's fuck this model or whatever.
Are you getting paid out of treasury? How are they getting funds right now?
They have this bunch of funds which they got initially, which went to them.
Because I think Kyle's right. I'm sure they are going to be coming for more treasury funds.
Yeah. Okay. So
they got like some 600 million that they're staking, and they're getting staking rewards off of that.
60 million. So per okay. 30, 40 million.
You would.
So currently looks like if they have 600 million, then they have enough to cover from staking.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know what their overhead is.
We don't know how much
who
they're paying
paying
IHK
what.
for fulfilling the contracts.
Well, I think that was already a said done deal. Or maybe they were already paid, but it was short in money. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know any of this.
No,
We don't know
I
what's
suppose
happening.
it comes, if IHK is expanding, I don't think Charles is paying from his pocket. So that's the good question, how much fund they have, how much they're spending. Are they, going the minus, or they,
Well, no. I mean, even if Charles is paying from pocket, that doesn't mean he's not scoring revenue elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got killers for him out there killing. There's enterprise shit that.
Yeah, but I suppose as enterprise and as a CF mission is to basically organize and pay somebody to develop Cardano. So I suppose they're taking some money from that, and it would make sense because why should they do for free? That they have their own ADA and additional things, and they have like in deals. It's fine. It's an entity, but yeah. So yeah, this small question brings to larger question. How long the CF can survive with the current funding? Are they spending more than they can afford? Can they afford to pay community advisors and all other stuff? That's a good question. And if they can afford that, I suppose there should be. And then we have to think about what's the procedure for that. But so because at one point you can have also you can always try to get catalyst funds. If you are building tools, so tool makers can get money there from. So, but it's again the question is.
Yeah, I mean, Catalyst is one thing, and that's going to be really interesting how that all plays out. It's going to be wild, guys.
Digging that background, dude. I like that.
What did you do with the background? It's like
that's a new default on Zen. It's dope. Yeah, that's my favorite too.
I'm matching Ahmed over here. Look at that. Got our palm trees.
Yeah. So yeah.
How you doing, Ray? Were you drinking some coconut water?
Cluster water. Coconut water. Okay.
Okay. This is the coconut water you want right here. I'm gonna say.
It cannot stop the time.
This is the best coconut water there is right here. It's like it's the pink stuff comes from the young.
It is good. That's true. It's also about twice as expensive, but
yeah, I know it is expensive.
It is good.
I only get it like I get this and just sip on it like for a month. I'll get like one of these. This lasts for a while.
I'm doing like probably 10 of these a week at least.
Those ones aren't as good.
At least. They're good. They're priced right. And they're as close as I can get at the price to the real thing, which is like the glorious coconut.
They don't heat up. They don't heat up the coconut water.
Yeah, they don't pasteurize it. That's if you can get coconut water that has been the best coconut I ever had in my life came from a tree that I climbed, and the coconut was like a mild orange. And it was probably about 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it had time in the sun. I opened up that coconut. That water was fizzing. And it was so good.
It was fizzing.
It was like, holy shit. The sun just pissed in my mouth and it tastes so good. Oh my
God, dude.
Ray, you were probably just tired.
Only with Ray. The sun just pissed in my mouth. It pissed some fizz in my mouth.
Sucking shit in my mouth, man.
That's for noni juice. I'm with noni now.
Yeah, is that noni?
Yeah.
Ooh, noni juice is awesome, bro. It's super good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noni's wicked. There's a lot of noni grows on the islands.
And this is from some islands, I checked, and basically the purest one. So they don't have any chemicals there, etc. So I talked to the guy who is producing them. I was meeting in India, actually. He was there. So we had a nice discussions.
Wow, if you're drinking noni juice, you have a VIP pass to Hawaii. It's just like if you drink noni, you just like welcomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The
And,
fruit is
and they did
amazing.
really good on noni because if you drink like pure noni, it's like stinks. It's like
Oh yeah,
this
it's
one
very
is
intense.
with pineapple, and my kids even love it. So I have to hide the bottles.
That's when you know it's good stuff.
You should
when
drink
gotta
too
hide
much
it
as
from
well.
your kid.
Yeah.
Noni
Okay,
sounds
so-
like something you call a grandparent.
Yeah, exactly.
Grandparents, man.
Okay,
Real
so did we
grandparents.
get somewhere with the budgets and ideas? Who has to pay for that and how to pay for that? Because I think this will be a very important topic. And ideally, if Spoker comes together and thinks about okay, so what we can do, and because
What's the feeling right now? You guys feeling like this first round catalyst is good? Like we're not going to waste our time.
it will be a shitty
good
one.
beginning? What?
Why is it gonna be shitty?
No, I mean, nothing's there, and 6 weeks, it's nothing.
And you guys are only meeting once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's planned to.
You're meeting 3 times to. You're basically all you're doing is just setting up the election process for the next circle. That's basically all.
Yeah, but did you see the plans which they presented? What we have to do, etc. What they will be deciding. But yeah, I think in this first time you basically figure out how to vote so what should be done differently, and maybe discuss that it should be budgets there for that. So otherwise,
exactly. You need to bring more to the table.
Lauris is like, y'all set me up.
Set myself up, yeah.
No,
I voted for you, man.
Going for it. I had the video ready to go, and I refreshed the page. It has the app on it, and it says applications are no longer being accepted. I was like, fuck! I was just starting here 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So.
It's fine, but I think it's good. When it will be ready next time, you guys are going there. So
we all got to get into the trenches, man. We got to take turns. Ahmed, you're next, man.
Yeah, Ahmed's going next.
Yeah, guinea pigs.
I'm nominating you, Ahmed.
Yeah, me
Okay.
You are disappeared already. Okay.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm off.
He's hiding behind that palm tree over there. He's like,
in the
no, not
water.
me.
He's going in and out of the
They're hiding
ocean.
now. Yeah. So, but yeah, it will be fun. So I think we'll set some kind of things there, in motion, and that's actually, instant that we have to set this, one thing how to vote, and maybe discuss about how many people and what kind of organization should represent. And I think there should be organizations like Swarm and Spoker that have separate seats. And then you can have like SPOs, whatever, some kind of who are not in any organization, tool makers, if they are not in any organization, whatever. So, but I suppose it should be more like some kind of entities there.
Exactly. I think there's going to be more SPO
Think
groups.
about-
Like there's like the
Think
Israel SPO group, the Vietnamese SPO
No
group.
Tokyo there, nobody from Japan, Japanese people are basically excluded. I thought that there will be more Japanese people coming on board in the morning. By the way, we were both there. So
I mean, like Ray may make his own like pro army to massively change the world, and like he'll have a seat at the table with the grow army.
Yeah, baby.
I
I'm
suppose
building it.
it should be some kind of that.
We're all going to be like comic characters in 20 years, right? Like Idiocracy, it's be all like decked out. Dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be with your gun like, vote for me.
Eating at butt
No,
fuckers.
man. Oh my god.
Electrolytes. It's got electrolytes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Just pour the coconut water. It'll be good. It's better than water.
I'll be handing out seeds. I'll be like, grow, everybody, grow. Little fertilizer packets.
But anyway, I think we'll have to, I would love to discuss with you guys, of course, all the things there, and because this will be anyway, Spock some kind of, look at this as a Spock.
Yeah, I think structure, fluid. It shouldn't be rigid, because these ideas of circles and shifting power dynamics, right, should be considered. So that's good, right? And that's just, I would just open dialogue and not really demand compensation, but more state like, yeah, I want this shit to work. Like,
Yeah,
I would,
exactly.
I
I
think
would suggest for
long-term-
next round to have compensation. For
Well,
next
it's
circle.
It needs to be
some
built
point.
in.
Yeah, or at least,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, some kind of.
You
know,
can't expect
what's
people to work
interesting?
more than 4 hours for free.
I find something interesting about compensation. I want to share this with you guys for a second, see what you think. One of the things I noticed is that the dilemma with compensation is that it's the same problem you get with religion, right? The way that religion institutionalizes and starts to actually separate you from your own transcendent experience, your own spiritual connection with whatever it is you believe in, right? So there's a separation, and then a priest is put in between you and the transcendent, right? And then it institutionalizes and creates income for itself so that it can survive and provide this service to the community. But the truth is, really, the transcendent is always directly accessible to you. So the downside, I think, of paid positions is that the position starts to defend itself, even if its environment is going beyond it, even if its environment is evolving, right? We see this all the time. Bitcoin, keeping itself alive, when really it's already been replaced several times over by several projects. So it's like, there's something about the volunteer aspect and how that brings to the table the pure vision and the pure energy. And then there's the getting paid stuff that you need.
Right.
So here's how I think about it, because I mean, politicians, that's like what politicians are right now. They get themselves in a seat so they can get paid, and they're in that position. But we're changing that by the fact that we can always, as a community, pull the representative back.
Okay.
So it's
One
not
more
like
thing.
once they get in there.
No, guys, for me,
I think
about setting the
I'm not
tone.
talking about.
It's
Sorry?
setting the tone. For me, it's setting the tone. You know, like I said, this community is scaling. IOG is scaling. And if everything is volunteer and free base, you're not going to get our best. Okay. We don't have, I mean, we can train and we can learn from each other and we can grow, but it's about principle. And if everybody thinks that they can just go and create some contract and then expect, look, when we didn't get involved, that shit would have been, you see what I'm saying? Nothing happened when we kind of just played it by ear and didn't take it utmost extremely seriously, you know, and that shouldn't have been us to do. This initiative's already wasted enough of our time. I don't even want to be talking about it right now. You know, this is like something we can talk about for like 2 or 3 minutes, just because of how it's being carried out. I'm not that confident in its success. So I'm happy to address the points and kind of make the best of it. But, you know, we've got other business.
Don't be the perfect enemy, Kyle. We're just starting somewhere. We gotta get one circle going. I know it's been a rough beginning. I know it has.
Okay. Regarding the catalyst circle, guys, what do you think? So this is, you know, only for 6 weeks. If person is there, it's only for 6 weeks. So I suppose somebody who is super interested in the developing of this, you know, community or, you know, the project, you know, would be also ready for 6 weeks, you know, to set aside some time for that. And so maybe.
And realistically, Lauris, what is it really? It's like, it's an hour every 2 weeks. So
I don't know.
So that's like 3 hours.
No, I think
that's what they propose.
More.
You're meeting once every 2 weeks for an hour.
But you have to be prepared. So basically, if there's some kind of question, I have to, you know, really, you know, go to all the groups and discuss this kind of thing. You know, it's like not like I think and I will do it my way. You know, no, you have to really, you know, if there's some questions, you have to, you know, we have to talk with you guys. You know, we have to talk with Swarm maybe, you know, and with other groups and you know, bring some kind of data.
Of course, yeah, that's assumed. That you're doing like your own little prep work, but.
So that's kind of, you know, it's only, you know, on those meetings.
But do you get paid for that too?
Okay. Sorry?
Do you get paid for like the work you do outside of like the meeting time? That's another question.
Of course, no.
That's why it has to be a salary position. It has to be a price that is budgeted within the allotment. So you just have to know, this is what I expect to make, and I'm just gonna fucking kick my ass and do it.
Or why don't we bake it into the incentives, right? Like if we're incentive to stake to a stake pool, and now we're delegating voting power. If someone has voting power delegated, and there's an incentive tied to that delegated. You see what I'm saying? Somehow
That's the best. That's the best incentive right there.
Then these people are incentivized to step the fuck up. They're getting paid for it. This is why we do a lot of work in the free community. You know, I'm getting paid by the stake pools in a lot of regards, so I don't mind.
Not all of those guys have stake pools.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. So let them get voting power. And when
that's the more meaningful piece right there, the voting power. The voting power.
A way to tie rewards in that way. You know, you see what I'm saying? If we're giving out money out of the treasury every X weeks, maybe some of those can be tied back into the voting power rewards. It's not that much. The treasury is going to be so fucking big that we're talking about, even if we have 1,000 people that we're paying a month to be part of this circle, it's still minuscule when it's that big. You know, it's down the road, obviously.
What is
the? You see what I'm saying? Like,
but
how do you guys feel about
changing the commission transaction fees? So it will be not so big one.
Well, no. I'm thinking we change how we potentially spend treasury money.
Yeah,
maybe this is something we vote on. We vote on a proposal that says, okay, we've already locked away the treasury money. Every funding cycle, X% is automatically going to go to this. And it gets split up by the staking reward voting power to pay for the people. Something reasonable. Obviously, these people shouldn't make millions and millions of dollars where it's competitive. But
I'm just thinking how it's from the legal side, how it goes. So we are paid for,
I don't know. How, same way as stake pool does. I mean,
not exactly.
At least with this way, you're not processing.
Yeah. But okay, so that's another.
No, it's not exact. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you asking, Ray?
Shit at the wall. I'm just thinking out loud.
I want to know what Ray is.
I'm just also trying to figure out, just brainstorming.
I have a question. I think, I feel Kyle's got a really good point. There's something that disturbs me, and I don't know why it does. It just does. What disturbs me is that 40% goes to the treasury, not 20, 40. So when I look at all of that's going to the treasury, I want to make sure that all of us that work for the project and the ecosystem can pull through incentives on that treasury, because we're losing a lot to the treasury just through the functioning of the way this network is built. That's I remember when it was 5 and then it was 20 and now it's 40. It was always 40. We just weren't looking at it right. So now it's like, okay, so how do we incentivize outflow from that treasury, and not just, great, you have a wonderful treasury, but if it's not supporting its community and building out its capacity and its utility, then it's just a big number and it doesn't do anything for you.
We submit a fuck ton of proposals. That's what we do. We're starting to give out a lot of money.
But what if they don't fit into the challenges and the CAs downvote them and all that?
I don't give a fuck. I got Spocker funded, not fitting in any challenge, right? Yeah, sure. It was the first thing out.
Because there's already a lot of good ideas and projects that are being downvoted, and like, or even the ones that have the upvotes they need, they're not getting funded. So what the fuck? So like, and then you see some projects like NFT. Why did that get fucking funded?
Well, I'm fucking in a weird spot because I'm trying to run a startup and I can't align what the fuck I build with your challenge, especially when it's late. And you know what I'm saying? Like I thought fun, I was like going to hold off for fund 6, but it's like, okay, now I'm doing what I can do on a stagnant budget because timing's not right. So there's got to be, this really shouldn't be a catalyst discussion, but it's not conducive. DC Liquid's going in every round, and DC's doing it, and whatever. I say we go and we push that model, and it is what it is. Find a place for us. There needs to be a dedicated miscellaneous whatever.
There you go. That's what Ray was just making me think of. Like we need something outside of like the normal project catalyst, where it's just like you propose these projects to get funded. Because there's more important things.
My project's
like, the governance of blockchain. Yeah. How do we make sure that like those kind of things get funded and they're supported?
Okay.
If it just goes in the normal project catalyst idea scale, it's just going to get watered down and just like pushed to the side, and shit projects are going to get funded over it.
Okay.
So
the question is maybe it's possible that there is some focus and there was 1/3 of the budget goes to some kind of challenge, and other things goes, to any other project, which is people are voting for.
Right, but if you look, I looked at the fund recipients, right? I looked through them. One of the things I'm always doing when I look through a list like that is I'm like, first of all, did I hear of it? Because how did all these delegators and all these people, most of the voting power came from the community, right? If you look at it overall, and you look at just how much voting power came in on this. So it's like, okay, so why did Blockfrost get so much stuff? Almost all of their proposals got funded. And I think it's just because one of the reasons I think that's happening, because I heard from another operator who understands the underpinnings of that more. They're like, we don't need all these SDKs, all these low-level SDKs. Who cares? That's not important. Just stick with Rust and build from there. So there's all this money that they figured out how to get from the community. How did they do it? Because they're marketing. Think about it for a second. Everybody in the community at some point got the message that Blockfrost was the thing, that its API was being used by Alessandro with Space Buds. Kyle's using the API for his NFTs. All these people are plugging into that service. So everybody knows that Blockfrost is a thing. So all Blockfrost has to do, because their branding is, hey, we propose this. Oh, it's Blockfrost. It must be good. Even though that SDK probably is not necessary and who gives a shit, but it's Blockfrost. So when it comes to these idea scale stuff and community initiative and incentive for funding, marketing is just as big there as it is in SPOs.
But that is exactly my point, Ray. That is my exact point right there. That people go to marketed stuff, like popularity stuff, over what's actually important. So like if you talk about governance stuff, who the fuck cares about that? Nobody knows about it. Delegators don't give a shit. They know this. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna vote for that. So how the fuck do we get this like important stuff funded outside of the Project Catalyst noise popularity contest shit?
Education. That's education, marketing, education, marketing, education. Get the community.
I think we need something separate from that.
Well,
like
no,
this is just governance stuff.
What we need to do is we need to present a question to the Catalyst advisors, I think, the guys that are reviewing these projects. Hey, here's the deal. You know, innovation's not going to wait for a nice boxed in challenge, right? It's just not going to happen that way. Disruption doesn't wait for anybody. How do we make sure that we can pipe in the disruptive and the time urgent initiatives so they're not hindered by a predefined challenge amount? I haven't looked at how they're scaling it, but $4 million, what do those challenges look like for Fund 6? You know, that's what we should be focusing on, because that's what opportunity we have to strike as far as putting, you know, what we need to put out there. And it is marketing. It is what it is. But you got to understand, IOG is growing too. They're growing real fucking fast, guys. They're everyone over there, I'm sure, is doing whatever they got to do to keep their head above water. I'm sure they're getting opportunities on the commercial side. They're probably trying to develop consumer retail product, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's a for-profit initiative. There's shit happening, is what I'm saying. So if we can present viable solutions and help model this and help them model this, I believe we have an opportunity to influence that. I believe it would be appreciated if we said, hey, look, we can see a problem here. I'm having a problem. You know, I'll talk to DC and see what his thoughts are on the challenges, because it's weird to be able to frame your structure just on a challenge. So it would be different if we were on a tight, consistent schedule, but we're not. So we need to be flexible.
Let me ask you.
And I think that's the message we have to deliver.
Just so I understand better this stuff. So you're saying that when it comes to these funds and these community advisors, that each fund comes with a circle of challenges that is voted upon by the advisors. And so people try to fit their proposals into the challenges. Is that what's happening? Or is it just a free-for-all round of proposals every cycle, and they just meeting the needs and coming up with solutions to problems? Is there actually a precedent being set, basically, that is incentivizing people to propose to a specific challenge so they have a better chance of getting funded? Is that happening? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not following it enough to know. But are challenges precedents for people's proposals, or proposals just coming in?
No, challenge. It goes in a challenge bucket. So then, like, each challenge has its own budget limit on the budget. And then if you get like the delta of votes, like the higher delta of votes between yes and no, then you're higher ranked, and then you get more of that budget allocated to your proposal amount. And then if it runs out, then sorry, that challenge that you proposed for, there's nothing else in the budget for you. Even though you got the yes votes, you don't get funded.
That's right. That's the other.
So that's another reason why Block Frost got a lot of the funds, because they took a different strategy. They used a strategy of, I'm gonna make a bunch of little proposals in all these different challenge buckets, and then they had a higher chance of getting funded that way, which was smart.
Mm-hmm.
And just to clarify, like, I know I was kind of being a little emotional, but I don't think a lot of the projects were shit. I'm just saying that I did not like seeing particular ones that got funded over others. That just really irritated me. But I mean, the community spoke, right? So what are you gonna do?
That's how it goes.
The community
we need to do a better job raising awareness. That's really what it comes down to. I
Right.
can't tell you how many direct messages I got. What proposals should I vote for, Kyle? I don't know. What do you want? What do you want to see happen? You
Should
know,
Spokra take something, you know?
Right. That's what it is.
Should
Buddy?
Spokra be involved in advertising this one?
No.
Like, you know, I don't think it's at
probably
all.
not.
Yeah.
I think we're just bullshitting, letting off some steam. I mean, this really isn't part of our mandate as Spokra, but as community members,
No, not
individually,
at all.
damn right we should.
But I mean,
do.
but we do need to think about, like, if Lauris or one of us are going to be going to this catalyst circle, I mean, or potentially other people in the future, like, we do need to talk about how this is going to work going forward, because right now it's not set up. Like Kyle said, it's just going to fail. It's shit right now.
What is shit? What is shit?
What's been going on? Like, you weren't in the voting process. That was a joke.
Well, I was getting the peripheral. I can tell it was a joke. And you were sending me the screenshots.
Was Governance Alive running that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were facilitating it. I don't know if they were running it, but
Yeah. So basically, they were in the rooms, basically. Yeah.
So most of I mean, to their defense, like, they were people of Governance Alive that really didn't even know what they were. They just knew they were there for a voting room. They didn't even know, like, what. I don't even think the lady that was in there even knew what Cardano was, or what, like, we were even voting for. She just knew that she was facilitating voting. So like,
basically given a presentation of candidates, and basically that's it. You know, she didn't.
Yeah, they were like, here's the slides. You present the nominees, and then you do the voting. And she had that's all she knew, literally. So she was basically just a third party that knew how to do a voting process. That's it. So I mean, you can't really fault that.
Yeah.
The coordination of how it all transpired, that's something else.
Yeah, thank God that at least, you know, Dor came in and told, okay, listen, you know, it's fucked up. Okay, let's you know, just take some guys from here, from the floor, and let's move it.
Oh, I fucking love Dor.
He's just like, let's just get this
with
done.
a smile, you know. It's like,
Oh,
He was like a bright ray of sunshine, like,
yeah.
pissing in your mouth that came in.
He's a coconut.
He's a coconut. He's like, here, guys, have some coconut water. It's all good. We'll figure this out.
You know what's cool about that, though? It's the show must go on, right? Yeah. And so you're as ready as you are, and you show up on the stage and you have some fun, you blunder around. But the cool thing is that the ball is rolling. I know that's the cool thing, and that's really important. And honestly, I think it's probably more important than we think it is. And I'm really happy that Lauris is there because, I mean, like, think about it for a second. The SPO, right? You think of an SPO, you think of someone like Lauris, and I know all of us, but there's a certain etiquette and a certain image of skill, expertise, and grounds and space holding that I think Lauris has. It's really cool. I have a question. Can Lauris just keep on going? Let's say Lauris likes it and he wants to stay in it.
I don't think they're gonna let him do it because it's.
Well, that's what Lauris is going to define with the other guys in there. That's what you get to decide.
If I will want to do it.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. Because as I said, you know, the first 6 weeks anyway, I can't see that we will, you know, make influence on I don't know, parameters, whatever, you know. We'll be you know, deciding how actually the next ones will be coming on board, how, you know, how to do that, and who will be the representatives, etc. So, and the communications, you remember how we started, you know, it's like, it takes a while, you know.
Yeah.
But that's one of the parameters, though. So not only is it term limit, like, can you have repeat terms from the same person? So I think that's another thing you're gonna have to think about. Lauris.
That's the
After
question.
the voting, why not? You know,
Yeah, why
because
not?
anyway, 6 weeks. It's I suppose there should be okay limit. 1 year, whatever.
If you're
But,
good at it and
6 weeks
people
is
like you, why not? Right? Why not?
Yeah, because it does for 6 weeks. It's like it's nothing. Especially when you start. But or I don't know. Can you run a project in 6 weeks? You can, but yeah.
I think it'll be longer than 6 weeks.
You need at
after
least
this.
when you came on this, you at least there will be training for 2 weeks, how to do things, whatever, and then you just start to build your channel, how you talk with your people, with SPOs, and then there are 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks left, to try to use that what you have built for 4 weeks. It's very optimistic, of course, But yeah, the good thing for us we will be building as poker. So therefore, it will be a channel which we can reuse for next time, and hopefully Ray will manage to submit his next time.
Oh, Ahmed's up next, right?
Let's
Try
put
it.
everyone in there. It's as you see,
Ahmed.
more chance of getting poker there. But
That's
basically, my goal will be to push that there are entities in that organization next time. So because it doesn't make sense, It makes sense, but it's the same.
Well, I think that was the purpose of the circle anyway. I mean, that's originally what the contract said, to have entities, like a representative of different entities of the ecosystem. And then when they categorize voters, it's like, okay, there's no entity for voters. How do you do that?
You can.
Yeah, you can't do that.
What do you mean?
But it's kind of the same for SPOs in some way.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Kyle?
Who is laughing?
Putting together, let's see, a wire, 2 wires.
I'm working. I gotta ship orders out. And this damn supplier sent me these connectors with the fucking wires backwards. And if I don't put the wiring right,
It blows.
my customers fuck up and hardwire it the other way. You got to put red positive, otherwise it freaks them out. And they'll burn their sensors up.
Oh
Always
yeah,
tell them. You
don't
can always
fucking
just
hope,
tell
dude.
them.
Everyone knows red's positive. Come on. I hate it when they switch
Just
it
get
up.
that. Just get the shrink tubing. Just take a red shrink
all
tube and
good.
stick it on there.
No, yeah, I got to finish building these couple moisture sensors real quick before
It's like
and then
you're red.
I get this shit out today. But
Well,
yeah, I'm
shit,
done.
guys, it's already been an hour. You guys ready to hop
Yes.
into the board
Hey,
meeting?
Yeah, I guess we can save the business for the board, what we need to accomplish. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Did anybody?
Let me end this, and then I'll shoot the link over for the next one.
Are you gonna put this on YouTube?
If you guys want, I mean, it was a good discussion.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Internal
funny.
discussion, but okay.
I mean, we were just kind of bullshitting, but I mean, it's probably still good for people to see our reactions. Like we're all trying to figure this stuff out, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
We're probably the closest to what's going on than anybody.
Yeah, I think it's good content, guys.
It will be a good question. Okay, how HK is getting paid?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's fucking great content.
That's the question. How are they getting paid? And how
Actually,
how are these guys
I think I haven't posted any of the
Ben
public.
didn't answer
I think
my
I'm just
question.
gonna. Only reason I hadn't, because I just didn't edit that first one. I just gotta blob out that dude's face, and then he said he didn't want his voice on there either, so I gotta edit out his voice.
That
And
was
then,
a good one. I remember.
Yeah, I
that.
like that one. It was like, come on, man, just let us post it. It's not that big. a
Maybe
deal.
we make a rule that the only videos we post are the ones where other community members are present, and if it's just us, we don't, unless it's a really good conversation.
Well, I mean,
That's
yeah,
up
this
to you
was
guys.
I thought this was a good conversation.
I thought this was epic, man. You're coconut pissing them, dude. We're superstars after this shit, right?
Lauris is like, don't post that. You're gonna make us look stupid.
We'll just
I thought
put
that
it
was
right
funny,
in
dude.
there.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
gonna be like
dude.
somebody's gonna take this YouTube video and make like
Me.
I might do that actually. I'll make an animation. out
This is the shit people make memes out of, guys. Ray's gonna,
Exactly.
have like a
That's
meme
true.
tomorrow with like a big like taking pee in the face.
like Dora as a son, and then like just like pissing.
How you just
Oh my
generating
God.
ideas for guys, for others.
Just imagine God's piss and sweat and shit. It's got to be incredible. It is. right?
That's what we're
how-
eating every day, isn't it?
That's what we're eating every day. We're eating
Fuck
that,
yeah.
and it's still okay.
All right, we'll decide. I'm gonna end this and then I'll pop up the board meeting.
Do we
See you
have another
guys in a
link?
few.
Do we do another link or we are doing on this one?
We'll vote.
No, I'll get another link. I got you.